thought we competed much better today. We saw much more version of Justine than we saw all year long. The ball strike ratio was much better. The location was better. I thought we played well enough to win. Obviously, miscue here and there. A couple plays that we didn't make cost us. But I thought overall it was a much better job of us attacking and being more aggressive.
It just seemed like errors here, miscues eventually bit you, and then there were a couple of prime opportunities that you weren't able to come through. Was it a situation where you felt like you were on your heels throughout, or not necessarily?
No, I think we were in charge of that game.
Okay.
For taking Al, making her play short, first year ever,
yeah,
and making Lainey play second her first year. I thought they did a really good job. And the steal, we did a very good job of covering that to tie the game, and then the bunt up in the air, that's got to be caught.
Yeah.
Just things are there. We didn't make a couple of instinctual plays.
Yeah.
We were a little bit slow where our mind didn't catch up to our feet, and if we just play and make those plays, it's probably the way around. But it's the game of inches, and the inches went their way today, not ours. We left way too many runners on base to make that game too close. We should have had 4 or 5 runs that game. And that steal doesn't really hurt you. One run doesn't hurt you.
Yeah.
It changes a lot of the game.
Justine, how were you able to grind through? It seemed like struggling to throw strikes, but what kind of picked you and pulled you through, or some of those late innings to keep your team in the game or keep you at least even?
My team just talking to me. They had my back.
Feel a little bit more adrenaline in this one, or was things working for you early or something to get things going for you?
I was more settled down than I was last game, and it was a big game.
Yeah.
And Justine pitched well to win that game. We should have scored more runs, made some more plays, and she should have got that win.
Kendra, what are your thoughts? Obviously a difficult time for you now, but with everything that a young team, and to pick it up to get to this point, there's got to be a sense of satisfaction from it.
Yeah, I think that this team had a lot of adversity over and over through the whole season, and every single time something happened, we fought, and it showed that this team had a lot of heart.
What do you take from your overall experience here at Trine?
I've learned a lot. Coach asked me to lead this season, and sometimes that was hard for me. And I think that all of us seniors really grew as people, and I think that everyone who plays on this team grows as a person. And I think that this team, like I said, had so much heart, and everyone came together. It just wasn't quite enough today.
And what was some things you had to overcome, because you have the energy in the infield, but what was the things that you had to overcome, or were you maybe too forceful, or did you think you maybe laid back enough? What did you have to overcome to take control of this team as a senior?
Like overall or just today?
Overall.
I just had to step up and not always be everyone's best friend, and that was kind of hard for me because I love my team and they're all great girls. So sometimes being the bad guy isn't always the funnest job, but we got through it.
Justine, what do you take from this experience? You grew a long way or something, had to Coach D had to toughen you up over the course of this. What do you take from your experience here, coming from the West Coast?
It was more than softball. It was an amazing experience. I can honestly say that every single girl on that team is going to be my lifelong best friend. Just made me grow as a person and be a little bit more mentally tough, because in the beginning I wasn't. And it's just taught us not just softball skills, but life skills to take with me, and it's the best experience of my life.
And Coach, what type of, how big of success? Obviously, you wanted to get to Salem, and you had the potential with what you did down in Georgia and what you did in this run. What do you take from this season, and Your thoughts on the seniors?
Well, I think sometimes talent is overrated. Going into the year, everyone thought we lost everything, and kids stepped up. Kids took different roles they're comfortable, roles they weren't comfortable with, and they just kept fighting. And they kept believing in the overall goal. And this team just went out and played. And what happened? They kept swinging hard. They kept believing in each other. Probably more proud of this team than the team ever had, because they just found ways to win games. It's something they probably shouldn't have, and beat. You look at our schedule. I don't think anyone played a better schedule than we did all year long. And we could have played a schedule. We won 40 games. I don't think we would have been tested. And this team had to learn to grow quick, because they had a lot of players in positions where they hadn't played, and they had to learn to win their way. And you look at the numbers offensively. Last couple of years, we get down 3 or 4 home runs, we're back in it. This team had to execute. They had to manufacture runs. They had to make out by out. They had to do things the old-fashioned way. And through that, it made them tougher, mentally and physically. And so I could not be more proud of what this group has done. I think as a staff, it's probably the year we had to teach the most, coach the most. And everything went on, they never came apart. They never had to sit down and go, hey, why are we doing these things? Why are we acting like this? They just stayed true to the course. And it was truly an enjoyable year to coach them. Probably my hardest year, having a baby in December. A lot less sleep than I'm used to going on. And they always understood that. They're always flexible with schedules. They treat my son like it's theirs sometimes. It really is a family. And it was just a great experience to go with those seniors and watch, Cooper step up, Al step up, Evie just be a great leader in her role, and these two, and Casey battled with a neck injury all year long. Some kids would have found a way out. She found a way to play. And Coos did a great job, almost as a coach at times, in their ear, saying little things. But just overall, from top to bottom, this team just went out and competed. As a coach, it's all you can ask.
Justine or Kendra, either you can take this. The non-conference season started, I think, getting run-ruled by Keene, and then you go into Georgia, Linfield, and then Virginia, then you pick out Virginia Wesleyan, East Texas, etc. What did that sequence, those couple weeks, mean to you going through this? How important was this to where you got to this, to where it got to this point?
I think our strength of schedule really prepared